Welcome back. Oh, what? You couldn't have more interesting music? Darn it, I even lose the Puyo's theme by doing this? That just makes you real sad. Alright, so yes, here we are. Oh man, look how are you arranging your Puyo so nicely? What are you doing, Carbuncle? So that's the character we haven't seen yet. This is Carbuncle, who has prominence in games that aren't this one. And also speaks in a fairly interesting fashion. If you can believe it, this character actually has a vocal version of their own theme where they provide the vocals. I'm playing a dangerous game right now. There. Hang my middle. Well, my middle columns. The way I did there was not very wise. Yeah, no. Carbuncle has an interesting voice. But Carbuncle, I think, is the pet companion or something thing of Arl, who also had kind of a cameo in this game in Waku Waku. And yet, I'm not convinced by this character's voice. I don't know if Carbuncle sounds any different in English. But I can't imagine being something I enjoy more listening to. Okay, could you be... If it was just less repetitive? Like, really, it's just the same sound over and over. Like, even the frog is less repetitive than those. See, I can get things in a row too. Look at me. See, I had something cool set up, but then I just killed myself. I was starting to set up some 2-2 stairs there, but it didn't really work out because I was 1 too slow. And 2. Well, 3 not 2. Okay. This might work. Ah. I was hoping to do either. Awesome. I feel like we should probably just restart this one. It's a matter of not being able to get out my first chain. I'm just not fast enough to do that in this game a lot of the time. I don't like this game. I have no idea what to do with it. See, I'm setting a bunch of stuff up right here, but it wasn't going anywhere at any reasonable pace. And now I have no idea where to put the piece I just got. No, I wasn't expecting that to match, but okay. That was 100% accidental, but I'll take it. Except I'm basically dead now anyways, regardless. Worse, both characters involved saying soda constantly, or doing nothing but goo over and over. But I feel like hearing goo constantly is even worse when it's actually the sound of someone beating me. Oh, thank you, Carbuncle, for not even allowing me to have the satisfaction of mine. These are being useful. Ooh, up here. You know, that doesn't actually help me right now. Sure, I'll take it. Never mind. I think I beat Carbuncle during Fever, which is pretty embarrassing, but I mean to say, Carbuncle was in Fever, I think. Oh, same story, just Carbuncle set up a boy. I'll see if this is any different, but I doubt that it is. So, what does this mean for Puyo Puyo? Like, oh, this hurts me. I love this. I like Puyo Puyo. And I would like to get better at it, and I would like to also try out the earlier games where you have fewer Puyo at once, where it's a little bit more manageable. Even her hammer looks like a boy. So I do think I made this game in my life a lot harder by starting with this instead of earlier games that have fewer Puyo. But the bigger issue here is it's a time investment that I can't make. I have to practice outside of the Let's Play, and I can't really do that. Of course, I say that, but here I am. I beat easy mode at least. And if I can beat easy mode, then I guess that's enough. And presumably, I'd be maybe at least as good with other earlier Puyo games if I play them instead too. But the issue there, well, there are a few. But one issue then is that, well, I don't know why I'm acting like this is a totally natural consequence. One potential issue is whether other games have difficulty settings. If they don't, then, well, I don't know. Like, I don't think the earliest Puyo games or Mean Bean Machine either had difficulty settings. I don't think.
杖も見つかったことだし、皆さん帰りましょう。
It's kind of weird to me how Amy is made out to be like the mascot of this game, and there's not really anything important about her at all. There's not really any single character that's more important in this game at all, which is interesting. Now we can actually watch the credits and say what we think about the game too. I guess afterwards I can talk more about what I might play after this or might not play, in terms of Puyo, that is. Maybe I'd be tempted to come back one day. I'm apparently good enough to keep playing. Well, that's an interesting thing, though. I'm apparently good enough at this game to do pretty alright in easy mode, even on the, quote, advanced course. Yet I still feel really bad at the game. Am I comparing myself to something I shouldn't? Like, I compare myself to the AI that does much better chains, I guess, which I feel like I should be able to compare myself to. Of course, if I compare myself to other players who have spent way more time playing the game, then yeah, I'm gonna feel bad then, but that's not really fair to myself. But I still have this feeling of just not knowing how to make chains. I realize that that's the core of the game. But part of it is I can't make chains that I know are easier to make in other versions of Puyo. So maybe I'm not being fair to myself by not being able to make them chains very well in this game where you have more Puyo to handle at once. But at the same time, like, I can watch people doing it, I can watch AI doing it, so why can't I? I just get into situations all the time where I don't know what to do with the Puyo I've been given. And I'm not fast enough even if I manage to set up, like, stairs or something. I don't know. So maybe I'll come back to it someday. And if I can find one with the condition, I think I'll have this condition. It'll have to be a game where you only get 2 Puyo at once. I don't know how many games are like that. I don't know if like every game after Puyo 2 is like that, with more than 2 Puyo at once, I mean. Or if like this game was an abnormality of some sort. I think games nowadays in the Puyo series usually have more Puyo given to you at once. I want to go back to something more simple, if I play something else. Another tricky part is the selection of games in English is limited, so, although I might be able to find a patch. If I can't find a patch, I can probably, at least, in the worst case, like, read from a script as I'm going through the game. So you guys know what I'm going to say. It should be the poor man's solution. I won't do anything as fancy as I did for Klonoa Heroes, though, in case you're wondering. By the way, this is the best time to say it. How did I make Carbuncle appear? There are a few, it's kind of weird, it's like multiple choice. If you have used 0 continues and have either made very few or set off fever very few times or very many times, that will make Carbuncle appear. I did not do that. Or if you get to Papoi with your number of continues used being a multiple of 7. So that's why I got a bunch of game overs against Accord, to get my game over stuff to 7. So that what's her name would appear? Carbuncle. What's his name? I think Carbuncle literally is like of indeterminate gender, and some characters like like, each character refers to Carbuncle differently, gender-wise, if I remember right. Another thing I'm gonna be sad about. Probably not much for Puyo. I like Puyo a lot for some reason. I don't know. But, yeah, so I'll have to figure out those details if I ever look into more Puyo. Maybe. I would like to. But I'll also probably have a condition that I minimize how much I play the game outside of Let's Plays, because it's a commitment that I can't make, and if I try to make that commitment, my life outside of this suffers for it. So, just being kind of like real and being kind of like adult about this whole thing, like, yeah, it's not a good way to organize my life. This isn't my highest priority. Okay, but well, I was gonna say things about this during the credits, and then I didn't. About this game, what do I think about this game? I admit, I'm not certain about the fever mechanic, its namesake mechanic. Why? Because it's a big part of what I keep talking about, with not feeling like I'm actually doing a good job at the game even though I'm winning. Fever makes me feel like that a lot of the time what I'm doing is not actually me being good at the game. I'm just winning because of the game making life a lot easier for me in the form of giving fevers to me in convenient times. See, here, I'm taking things slow, granted, but I'm actually managing for at least a bit now, and now I'm running into issues again. But I've been managing so far to actually... Yeah, right now in a competitive game I'd be toast. Whoops, I messed something up big time. It's not so bad, I think my chain will still survive. I placed something in a very wrong way. Is that gonna set off a lot of things I don't want? Yeah, shoot. Yeah, I still have problems every now and then in this game, evidently. Even if things are slower, but I'm doing better, I feel like, than I was doing in other scenarios. I don't know, like, I can set off a chain like this at least. See, like, I can do stuff like that. But the fear mechanic, it's a comeback mechanic, and you have to be careful with those, because it can make it possible to win when you just didn't really earn it in any capacity, and I feel like this game does that a lot. At least in lower level play, like where I am. Maybe that changes elsewhere, I don't know. Anyways, I should probably, as fun as it is to play that while trying to talk about the game, it's hard to actually think and talk at the same time. That's another thing. For Let's Plays, this series is tough, because I have to think a lot about what I'm doing. This is a game that takes concentration, so it's hard to talk about anything meaningful at the same time. And you'll notice it at times, especially if I'm, like, if I'm very close to losing, I'll just kind of stop talking for a moment as I take care of things. So yes, fear mechanic I'm not really certain of. And there's depth to it, and it is interestingly a way to see ways to set up chains. It can teach you in a way. Also, this game's onboarding is really bad. It uses a lingo that you don't even have a way of knowing, which is really dumb. Also, I wish I could choose a character to play as here. I really wish I could play as Puyo here. Otherwise, I guess that's most of it for me. This game, I think, has a really bad onboarding experience. Let's say that. I think this game is not a good entry point to the series. I had to look up a lot of stuff online just because the game assumed I knew things I didn't, including the meanings of words, like what an offset is. And everything was made a lot harder by the game giving you more Puyo. There's some really interesting patterns in some of these. I can't always make out what what these chains are. Also, you might have just now noticed, if you get a very large chain, whoops. If you get a very large chain, your character actually does have another voice clip for it. But I never got to hear them in those cases. I have no idea. Oh, alright. I was about to say, I have no idea what I'm supposed to set off with that. There we go. Oh, whoops. I got close there? I didn't quite set it off right. What am I doing here? Doing that. See, on the bomb here, I can't. Oh, whoops. Okay. I was apparently wrong. This is what I want to do. Okay. And the bomb here, we have to steer and power. See, I recognize some of these things. Oh. And I appreciate the little extra modes. But yeah, I think that's the gist of it. Puyo I like. It takes a lot of thought. It takes studying. It takes concentration. It's fast. It has a very interesting mechanic with building up really long chains, but then having to make smaller chains to throw nuisance Puyo at your opponent, and then dealing with them throwing some at you, having to worry about where you have Puyo stacked up really high in which place, like towards the center. That's a bad thing because that can kill you. Because if your middle columns fill up, you lose. But left and right on the far sides, that's fine. You fill them up as much as you want. So that's why lots of AI, for instance, fill up the left and right sides a lot compared to the center. So there's so much strategy to it, and it's a rough game in a good way, and it takes a lot of investment to get into. And I like the idea of just slowly getting better at this game and learning and be able to see improvement in myself. And that's where a lot of my fun and frustration was. Frustration not improving, largely because of not having time to improve, but also fun in seeing what little improvement there was. Because like I don't think that at the beginning of the series I could have come anywhere close to getting through Hara, and yet I actually did so kind of handily, almost twice. I actually got my best. I'll take it. Oh well. So this feels like a forbidden love scenario. I like the series. I want to keep playing it. I might look into playing some Puyo game somewhere if I can that fulfills the criteria I was talking about. Not right after this though. I might wait on it. But then the longer I wait, the more issues I have with being out of practice. So I don't know. It's tough. But so the same reasons I like this game are the same reasons that it's hard to let's play though, especially without playing stuff off screen, because it's that time investment. The time investment is what I like about it, but it's also what's so tricky about it. Anyways, I want to see Puyo one last time before I close things off. But then after that, that'll be everything. Carbuncle. Well balanced, maybe? I don't know if there's anything weird about Carbuncle's AI. I'm sorry if I've been quiet for the last few episodes again, or for the last while or something. There are a few things. One, I didn't turn down the audio for this game as much as I should have or something, apparently. But also, I've been a little bit far from the microphone, and I don't think I'm talking that loud. So I apologize if the last few episodes again I was kind of quiet. Anyways, oh boy, who will we go against last? Are you gonna beat up Lydell again? Oh, that's another thing. Oh, that's probably why people like Lydell. Look how many pairs of Puyo she has. So some characters, like, for instance, Puyo has a decent number of doubles. Actually, I mean, it has lots of doubles. Yeah, so you look at the different loadouts different characters have, and I might be making life harder for myself, for instance, by playing as Puyo, where I get more 3s. But I like Puyo. It's not be part of it. But on the other hand, it's a bad idea to play as Arl, where you're only getting 2s, because then it's just too slow. That is, and getting different drop sets is an interesting point of strategy too. But then you start playing as someone like Raphine because the game forces you to, and look at the patterns of Puyo underneath her name there. And you see that she has not quite as many doubles as Amity, for instance. Which makes life harder, but you have more Puyo at once, so you can, if it works out, it works stuff. It's good. I'm getting tired of trying to be explanatory. It's kind of weird. I'm figuring out this game and explaining it at the same time, because you guys aren't learning with me. That's part of it. I'm doing homework between episodes, which is a different scenario than usual. I like how I didn't bother. I like how they didn't bother translating this frog's name, whatever it is. Anyways, again, whom? The boy versus a chord. It's the fated match. I wish I could choose the background and especially the music. I want to hear Puyo's theme again. But oh well. But yeah, this will be the end of things. Right here. Whatever happens here. Oh, should've. Oh, fine. Whoops, what am I doing here? That was really silly. I thought I was gonna salvage it, and I absolutely did not. There's no other way this could have ended, really, but somehow I still feel a little bit disappointed in my performance. And I am nowhere close to getting fever right now, so good luck to me. Yep, like I said. It's risky putting that there, but there we go. Oops. Yeah, best time to slip up. Oh. I like to actually have some chance of being here at some point, but I don't think it's gonna happen, so we're gonna have to say this is the last game and that's it, unfortunately. I'd like to complete this with me actually winning something, but that's probably not something I'm allowed to do. I realize. Oh, so I wasn't actually supposed to. Okay. Hold up there. Okay, I wanted to actually stop some chains. Which didn't ever happen. At least I got this here, I guess. Kept messing up my chain though, in part because I was rushing so much. Lots more to learn, which is part of the thrill. Part of what makes me want to do more of this, but also part of what makes it hard. Oh well. She's in a little bit of a horrible spot. She can't actually go for the kill. No, never mind. She had it set for chain right then. That would actually hurt pretty bad. But nope, she cleared everything up. No problem, so. And now she, on the other hand, has fever without much to have to worry about cleaning up. Oh, she actually messed up her fever. Beautiful. So that would make life a little bit easier for me. Actually, a lot easier. I would have lost this now if I hadn't had the good fortune of her messing that up. I messed that up for myself, didn't I? Whoops. I'm not being able to make bigger chain there. I was more careful. What am I doing to myself? Ah! That's not where I want that to be. There we go. Let's just try to get this garbage out of the way. Little chain. It's little chains that count. Not really, they're actually pretty worthless. I can tell myself that to feel better. Just have a chain at some point in the future. Not like that. Okay, there we go. So I can, on the other hand, do a fever. That should work. There we go. I had to be careful about that. I almost messed up the chain. I never got to see. I've never ever gone to see the boy do his black hole attack, which is what his best attack is called. Unfortunately. Yep, here we go. That was kind of just getting lucky, but I'll take it. Oh, whoops! Messed up that last one. Alright, I'll take that. The joy of the boy turning on his kind of owner or something, apparently. Who might also be Satan, who knows. If I do play another Puyo game, it will probably have Satan in it. And I can probably at least take joy in that, even if it's not in the presence of a boy. Okay. Well, I basically doubled this episode, meaning it was basically 2 episodes. Whatever. So, I'll see you guys in whatever I play next. Actually, I do have an idea for what to play next, and it is something else I have an emotional investment in, that I look forward to playing. Hopefully I'll enjoy it a lot. And, on the other hand, it's nothing like this game. For better or worse. So maybe one day... What? No. Who put the frog here? Did different characters say it? I never noticed that. Different characters say it. Can I hear Puyo say it now? I recommend anybody that wants to hear Puyo just say things to look up the vocal version of Puyo's theme. Puyo's theme is already cool, but it has a vocal version and it's hilarious. Or he sings it. Alright, cool. Anyways, I've stalled long enough. But yes, I know what to play next, and that's a rare thing nowadays. But it's nothing like this, so if you want something different, then hooray! If not, well, I might come back to this one day. We'll see. Probably with Satan. I have a few boxes to check off for whatever Puyo game I play next, and Satan being in it is probably one of them, because I like him. Bye everyone!